I thought I'd share today's session or the after I do this and try to figure out why it says Happy Friday. Let's see. Wonder why it says Happy Friday. I'm going to try to take that off. See the happy look, happy Monday, definitely. I don't know if you can see it. So you can chat to me and let me know if you can see it saying happy Monday. I hope that you've had a happy Monday. I don't know if you could see that, but I appreciate your time. Thank you for those of you who took a moment. It's now 4:28 on December 19th, 2022. And I think we have maybe one more Monday after this. And today, this Monday morning, I had an opportunity to go by Channel 6, WTVR, and have a conversation with Bill Bevins and Corey of the Virginia This Morning Show. How you doing, Miss Cole? Good to see you again. You're so good to me. So good to see you. The and I wanted to share the recording so that we'll have it in our library. And I think that the research that I shared this morning was a survey of investors um, that was done on on things that investors have done over 2022, and then also look at some sentiments of investor sentiments going forward. Uh, it's not easy. Like, I don't like to watch myself being interviewed. Like, I don't go back and look at it. So, how you doing, Mr. Robinson? But today, I promise you, I will stay here and I will share the screen and I will look at it with you without a critical eye, but with a loving eye and supportive eye towards myself. that that because it's amazing that we just whenever we look at ourselves, like all we do is like, I don't know. I hope that you don't do that. But when I look at myself, I tend to look at like whatever is wrong instead of looking at what is right. It's amazing. Like you can have like 10 fingers, and instead of looking at the fact that everybody's not born with 10 fingers, we look at like what your polish might not be exactly right. So instead, let's just be thankful to God that we have what we have and maximize the tools that we have. And happy Monday, and thank you for sharing your time and your life with me. I appreciate you and I appreciate everything that God has blessed me with. And I refuse to take even a small smidgen of my blessings for granted going forward. So I'm going to share with this with you, and I hope that something that um, that we say during this interview that I share with you brings you empowerment. Okay, the look at this.
Welcome back to This Morning. Wouldn't it be nice to wave a magic wand and increase personal wealth?
Like that. Of course, though, come back to reality. That's not reality, but our next guest wants to fill us in on some money moves you can make that can potentially build your nest egg. We welcome financial expert J.B. Bryan back to Virginia this morning.
It's so good to be
Been a
here.
while. Yeah, we missed you.
I will never figure out how we think of one thing, but we do something different. I find behavioral finance is so amazing to me.
Behaving's amazing to me. So, yeah, good point there. So let's talk about this, and we're going to talk. We got three basic things you're going to drive home for us today.
Okay.
And the first one is, what did investors think were the top three ways to build personal wealth? What do they think it is?
They thought that real estate, stock investing, you know, and that these would be, if they purchased something in real estate and if they invested in stock, and then if they actually, you know, went on to another job, you know, or actually started a business. Started a business was number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, real estate, and stock investing, and starting their own business.
What, crypto wasn't in there? No, don't talk about a fictional person about crypto.
It
What,
fell
fake
off the
money's
map.
not real?
It fell
Okay.
off the map in 2022. Fell off the map.
So
that's
we went
why I
from-
was distracted.
No. So we went from what they think. Now the question becomes, what were
Yeah,
the
what it
actual
actually did.
3 money
That's
moves
right.
that were made this
Speaking
year?
of reality.
Yeah, and it actually did was amazing to me that actually there was more in stock investing came to the top. And I feel that it was most likely because of the interest rates and the high prices in real estate makes it so much more difficult to enter into the real estate market, because when they were thinking of it was more from a passive income creation. Like, what are the things that we could do to create additional income? And then, so the real estate dropped dramatically. But I was amazed that the starting your own business still stayed up there. And investing in stocks was overwhelmingly number 1. But I think that's a lot to do with, it's easy to do. There's more and more easy ways with apps.
There's more technology, robo-investors.
That's right.
and all
That's
these different
right.
things.
It's
Sure.
so much easier to take advantage of the stock investing. But instead of starting business, actually people took on second jobs. So second jobs became, so it's like, even though you know that starting your own business is better, I think that just getting a second job is so much easier.
It's hard to start your own, but you know that. You've done that.
That's right. That's
You've
right.
helped a lot of other
right,
people
That's
do it,
right.
too. So, yeah, and not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur and be their own boss and has that kind of mindset, discipline, organization, all the things that it takes to do your own business.
And in a hard economy as well, like where it's, you know, you have all these job offers to make way more money than you're making, or things like that, that you have these things that are more attractive and you want the money right now. So you definitely have competition for your attention, pulling you away from starting your own business. But you also know that over the long term, it could be a better investment. But it really is a personal decision. I know Corey can take it
Yeah,
home
now you're
on
getting
that
my
one.
world.
Kind of what he does.
This is your interview, but so we talked about what they did, right? So stocks and different things. Now, it's always about advice right here. So what are some things from a risk standpoint that you're looking to see, because we're getting out the crystal ball now, right? So going into 2023, what do people need to be looking at, or some risks they need to be considering for what they're doing with their portfolios?
Yeah. And I thought that the survey actually was right on point when it actually showed that investors moved away from worrying about COVID-19. It dropped dramatically from last year numbers to, 2022, saying what is going to be your fear for next year. COVID dropped dramatically. The fear is inflation, the cost of things, and as well as interest rates. How much is it going to cost me to grow your business? How much is it going to cost you to purchase that home?
Word.
That's right. So interest rate, but inflation off the chart is the biggest fear, because even though a lot of people have increased their salary, they are making more money, the cost of things is eating it up. So they're not feeling the raise.
So the fear of inflation is obviously, but I've got a question. Like, I'm sitting and I know nothing about the kind of work you do, but it sounds like the cure for inflation is almost as bad as inflation itself, where they keep raising the interest rates, trying to hap everything down. And it's like, wait a minute, somebody's going to lose jobs. People are going to get hurt by that.
It is amazing, and I'm glad that the Fed has decided to kind of back off. They're not being as aggressive, but as far as stock investors, I'm most impressed that the investor has become more intelligent, and I don't know if it's because they're seeking more investment advice and actually participating in a market that is out of favor and looking at stocks as a long-term investment the way they should be looked at. So, and there isn't an extreme fear of the stock market, even though we haven't had the best of years. And there's numbers coming out saying like this could be the worst year since 2008 for the S&P 500. The investors still are more worried about their day-to-day. And over 50% of those surveyed said they have cut their expenses. They're spending less money.
No, I was just going to say before we wrap, we've got about 30 seconds. We can't leave it on the down spiral. We got to bring it back up. What do people have to look forward to, though? Because here's what we do know. We know that money is made in recessionary times, in good times, bad times, there's still opportunities. What's some positive advice you can leave our viewers with today?
That investors are more intelligent than ever. I believe that this survey shows that you are taking advantage of buying opportunities, and that we are seeing that we have to be in it for the long term, and that we are on point, that we do need to reduce expenses. People are in that people do realize they need to save. There was a big section in the survey on retirement planning, and that we do need to realize you may have to work a little bit longer than you expected. You might see that as negative, but I see it as positive. Stay healthy.
Can I put you on the spot for a real quick question? Do you know how many years you've been coming in here to talk to us? Is it
30 years now. No, but I am
10,
approaching
maybe?
30 years in the business.
About 10 years, maybe?
I've known you 30 years.
Yeah.
But 10 years together for sure.
All right, and the point I want to drive home is, I think on that very first visit, you said you got to look at stocks long term, and she's
That's
still
right.
saying it today.
That's
JB
right.
Bryan, always good to have you.
Because I love you for the long term.
Yeah, baby.
JB Bryan offers free financial workshops each Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Now, registration is required. For more information, visit our show website by later today at virginiathismorning.com.
All right.
That's positive. It was a good way to start the day. If you ever have any questions about any of this stuff that I talk about during the workshops or on any interview that you see, definitely don't hesitate to email me at jb@afroeconomics.com or jb@jbbryan.com. I'll put it here so it'll come up wherever you are. My email address should, I think I have it, so it'll also be in this recording on the screen. And then as a caption, but just know that I'm just a phone call or email away. That the most important thing that we can do is just take time for your specific questions, because a lot of the stuff that we talk about is just generic. It doesn't have anything to do with just your specific needs. So it's really up to you to take time so that we can discuss what's important to you. And you're important to me. So don't hesitate to join Afro Economics as well at afroeconomics.com. And that is the comprehensive financial planning program. So have a wonderful, wonderful season. My next workshop is Wednesday night. Thank you, Ms. Cole. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Thank you to everyone else that's watching that didn't chat. I see you, just can't see your name. And thank you. Take care. Please share this with your friends. Please like if you liked, and please subscribe so that you'll get the notifications whenever I go live or when I upload new information. Be empowered, be encouraged. Take care.